Like, have there been practical, tangible changes or things that have changed?
I think just the shift, right? I mean, I have a full-time job.
And you may have already spoke to this, but if you picked one thing that's changed the most since you've, done quantum therapeutics, what would that be?
Oh boy.
And you did mention, you've already mentioned several things that have changed.
Yeah, you said the one thing, so I'm thinking what was the most. I think the recognition that a lot of the things that I thought I had caused in my life, so like, the sexual, like separating myself from the sexual abuse and things like that was something that happened to me, right? And versus I hadn't realized that, yes, those happened to me as opposed to I was part of them. Does that make sense? Like that separation was very important because it gave me an opportunity to recognize that, holy shit, I went through a lot in my life, like that was very profound for me because so for me, there were several different levels, right? The sexual abuse early on, and then I grew up like at the bottom of the rung of our caste system in India. And so all the narratives that I had internalized from that, right? So I didn't, because I'm also, from an energy standpoint, I absorb things very quickly, right? From that standpoint. Just recognizing that those were external things that happened to me, right? That was important. And that gave me to say, okay, I am my entity, but sexual abuse happened to me. Those things, colorism happened to me, right? When, I grew up in the environment that I grew up, and the events that transpired as part of my childhood also happened to me while I was there and I was handling all these things. Those were my survival mechanisms that I learned, which are now have served me well in many different ways, but all those events were external. I didn't cause anything, right? So I think we become so embroiled with it that it forgets that where it starts and where you end, and where that kind of thing. So you're just part of that nebulous cloud, but I could form my own. If I were to visualize it, yeah, I was part of this cloud where I thought I was part of the whole, the cloudy foaminess of it. But no, I could see my own form in it, right? And be like, those were real challenges I experienced. So that explains why I am the way I am. That was really important for me to recognize. So, and then the whole journey of the compassion, the whole journey of, recognition and compassion, self-compassion is something I'm learning to do. But just knowing that was like, holy crap, And if somebody else told me they went through all of that, I would have like, an outpouring of empathy for them, right? And sympathy, which I'm learning to offer myself.
You used to believe you caused it, or there was a lot of shame and guilt, or like
a lot of shame and guilt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of shame and guilt. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it.